All right, under further reviews, back at you. We got John and Joe here. I'm Steve, and a lot of football talk. I actually think this was a really solid weekend. So I literally did nothing this weekend. I sat on my couch, watched college football on Saturday, and then I did this same for the most part for NFL Sunday. Unfortunately, watching that Giants Cowboys game, that was rough. And we were talking about this before we started recording, but I had the Jets game on too, so I had the two screens going. But brutal day in the office for both New York teams. I mean, I feel bad for Jon and Mike because they have to put up with Justin Fields and his 3 for
Not
11.
this week, baby. But we got Tyrod Taylor. Where's the freaking needle in the lung when we need it?
At least Wilson's going to get his reps with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, that's true.
Fields just can't get out of the pocket. It's bad, and he's supposed to be a mobile quarterback. I've never seen a quarterback that has the ability to rush like that, just sit in the pocket like that and read the rush so bad. Like, I don't know if I wanted to necessarily start on New York teams, but let's hear it. I know there's frustrations from the Jets side, right?
I had the worst weekend of football. I was thinking back that I've ever had.
In what way? Like, are you talking like fantasy? Are you talking betting?
Everything. The Giants game.
Okay. Yeah.
I went 0-5 in DraftKings.
Oof,
I got
brutal.
crushed in one league, and my other one, I had Brandon Aubrey and Dak Prescott, so I managed to win that one. I picked so bad this week over text that if you were to parlay against my picks and put $1,000 on it, you would have $250,000. I looked at the odds.
Do we have records for that? Did anyone check?
0-8 last week.
Did you really go
0-8?
No way.
Yeah. No one else noticed that, right?
I didn't check yet. I should have checked before we started recording, but I didn't think it was that bad. An 8?
I think the Colts should be investigated for what they did to Will Lutz, because that kick should have gone in. That was 42 yards.
You think they were trying to ruin your record like that, not give you your one win of the week?
Well, I think they're trying to win, but that this is a franchise known to pump noise into their stadium. They might maybe it was the ghost of Jim Irsay who kissed the ball a little bit, right?
Conspiracy theories on under further review coming in.
Yeah, why don't you read off my picks?
Bills Jets over.
Didn't hit.
That didn't hit?
No.
Shout out to the Bills because they showed up. The Jets by themselves made that. Yeah, no.
The Bears, no. Did you have Cowboys money line or Cowboys spread?
We only do spreads here.
Spread, okay, no.
I would have been happy to lose that one, by the way. If
I thought they had it, dude.
Yeah. And by the way, by the time I was 0-6, I was rooting for 0-8 to happen because that's equally impressive.
I refuse to let us ever bet on money line here or pick on money line. It has to be the spread.
No, you can't do that. It's a cop out.
Falcons over, no.
No, hell no.
Not even close.
Texans,
no, they lost.
The Raiders.
That was a last minute loss, though, Joe.
As soon as Baker got that scramble, I knew it was over. But yeah, that was 10 seconds to go.
Yeah.
All right. I had the Bills, so that's a
win. 1-0.
Yeah. In the Giants Cowboys game, I had over 45.5.
That was easy.
Bears +6, so 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
That's the only pick I regret because it's so obvious the Lions were gonna pull out.
You guys are doing this on purpose at this point.
Over 43.5.
I'd be making money if I was doing it on purpose.
Dude, all three of you picked the Bears, and I know all three of you regretted picking the Bears.
Yeah, by the second quarter.
You cannot be that high on a sophomore quarterback who hasn't proven shit in the league.
No, I just think the Bears defense is awful, and I think that we'll talk about it later. Caleb's been disappointing. Not terrible, but disappointing.
All right, so Colts game now, I'm 2-2. Chiefs +1.5, 2-3. Vikings -3.5.
Yeah, easily. Wait, no,
they didn't hit. Not even close. No,
3-4.
I'm sorry.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. 3-3. Yeah, I'm 3-3. Never mind. 3-3.
So you have 2 more games.
Over 42.5 in the.
I should have gone through so people don't have to listen
game?
to this.
What was the Texans game? Shit.
The Texans lost.
Yeah, by 1. It was 20-19.
Oh, they scored 39. So I'm 3-4, and then the Chargers -3.
Oh, that was easy. So you went 4-4.
I picked the wrong Geno Smith game. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oof. The worst part about Geno Smith is earlier in the day he said a quote something like he was basically saying he had that dog in him where like he keeps plays alive like Kobe Bryant and like other stars he rang off.
He looks so good in a Raiders uniform though. Maybe that's why I bought in.
Did you see that picture where They kind of did him dirty. It was like above his head. It was like the sky cam, and he just looked like he was like looking up in the camera, pissed off, and his forehead looked huge. In that shot,
so,
it just was
his
like
forehead always looks big.
yeah,
But yeah.
it does. It does. But it was such an unflattering picture of Geno Smith. I was laughing. So I think it's Warren Sharp. He's a football analyst, a really good one. So give him a follow on social media. He does some great breakdowns of film. And he showed a fourth down play for the Raiders. I think it was either third or fourth down where the pressure was coming in. Geno Smith kind of ran backwards, and then the pressure started coming from the other side. So he starts running towards the other sideline, and he has a guy coming across the field, and he probably could have hit it on the run, but instead he was like, I'm just throwing this ball out of bounds. And that's why like a lot of people were kind of throwing jabs at Geno Smith because, he's talking about how he can keep plays alive and he's going to put his team in a good position to win. And then that play happened.
He's been solid the last 2 years, but it's just like Sam Darnold. You just get that little flash of New York Jets every once in a while. It doesn't quite go away.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be in the right system. You would think that a Pete Carroll system would be the right one, but I don't know.
And that's the biggest thing overlooked. I forgot it was John Harbaugh against Pete Carroll. I would pick the Chargers otherwise.
Jim Harbaugh. John's
Him
the
too.
Ravens coach.
Yeah, both of them.
Let's talk Daniel Jones, though. I want to talk Daniel Jones revival because I think that's such a big storyline. What the Colts are doing, they're 2-0 right now. They look like a strong team. Daniel Jones, I got some stats for you guys. The Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in the first 2 weeks. Daniel Jones' stat line through the first 2 weeks is 616 total yards, 5 touchdowns, a 71.4 completion rate, 111.1 passing rating. QBs with over 70% completion rating and 0 turnovers. Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts. Your current passing leaders. Number 1, Russell Wilson from the Giants. And number 2, Daniel Jones. But the biggest thing for me, because Joe, I'm sure you watched countless Giants games with Daniel Jones, is how nervous and shook Daniel Jones always looked when the pressure came, when people brought blitz packages. He just looked so uncomfortable, and you can kind of contribute that to the offensive line and how bad it's been for the New York Giants, and we don't talk about it enough. And we can discuss
it's a big reason.
We can discuss it with Joe Burrow and how it's ruining Joe Burrow's career. But so this stat popped off the page to me: 72% adjusted completion rate against the Broncos blitz this past weekend. So that means he was able to pick up the read of the blitz and basically check down to the receiver that was open. So it's just a completely different Daniel Jones. I don't know if it's because he's in this Colts system. He seems pretty happy. I know Kay Adams interviewed him today, and he said everyone's just a good guy in the locker room, and he seems to be really enjoying his time there. I know there was a lot of New York pressure for Daniel Jones, so maybe that got to him while he was here. Or we can just call a spade a spade. It was that offensive line, and this guy couldn't develop under that. But what do we think the factors of Daniel Jones not succeeding in New York and now going to the Colts and looking like a MVP leader?
It's also 2 games.
Yeah, but
you could. There's. I mean, like I said, we watched Daniel Jones. The offensive line is much better, so obviously he's going to have a better year than I think even in 2022, which I think was pretty overrated. But, we saw this with Ryan Fitzpatrick, his first couple games with the Bucs. We saw this with Derek Carr last year. We saw this with Trevor Siemian in 2017. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. No.
Well,
I remember the name. I don't remember what he did.
I just remember he came out on fire as a rookie. I don't know. I refuse to sort of let a 2-game sample size overwrite 6 years with the Giants. I mean, I never felt better about him in that first game against Tampa Bay when he came in 2019, and we went from a half-alive Eli Manning to a guy that could move the ball at will with both his feet and his arm. But he's had stretches of 2 or 3 games where he looks excellent. I mean, against the right defense, he can put up like crazy stats. Those 2 games against the Vikings a couple of years ago, 90% of the reason he got that $40 million a year contract. I'm just going to have to see more against. I don't know what to make of the Broncos defense. They haven't looked great through the first couple of weeks. I mean, even against Cam Ward, it looked like Cam Ward was sort of picking him apart for little stretches. Yeah, to be determined. I mean, it took me 5 years to buy in Jordan Love, so it's going to take me, more than a couple of games to buy back in on Daniel Jones.
This is the Packers' big year. Whenever a Packers quarterback turns 27, they win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers did it. Brett Favre did it. Now Jordan Love is 27. But just sticking on the Colts, I think it helps when you have the guys around you contributing, which he never fully had. He didn't have the weapons in New York. I mean, he had Saquon, and a big reason they made the playoffs in 2022 was because Saquon was so good, and he just limited the mistakes. Another thing, Jonathan.
He had Darius Slayton.
Oh my God. I mean, he's average, mid. But Jonathan Taylor leads the NFL in rushing, 236 yards. Tyler Warren's the leading receiver for tight ends, 155 yards. And the Colts' offensive line has only let up 2 sacks. And I think that's the biggest fact right there. But I think the biggest point you made is, like, this is a small sample size. So, John, I'm going to go over to you. I'm going to read a stat to you. You guess who it is. And this is a stat line from the first 2 weeks. So it can be any game from the first 2 weeks. 16 of 22, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 48 rush yards, and 2 TDs rushing. Who do you think that was in what game?
Was that DJ week 1?
No, it was actually your boy.
Wait, hold on, do that again.
16 of 22, 218 yards, a touchdown through the air, 48 rush yards, and 2 TDs rushing.
Spencer Rattler.
It was from week 1. Spencer Rattler.
No,
Could have been him.
Was it an ex-Jet?
It's a current Jet. It's Justin Fields. What he did against the Steelers week 1. So Joe brings up an important thing, that sample size. We should not get overhyped about that. I think you learned about that this past weekend with Justin Fields. Can you talk on what your thoughts were after week 1, and if Colts fans should maybe take a page out of the Jets book right now?
No. Jets fans, panic. We're screwed. Do whatever your wife, significant other wants to do. Go apple picking, even though it's only way before Columbus Day. The season's over, okay? Look forward to playoff baseball with your Yankees and Mets. Kiss your wife. Just, it's over. I think, Steve, I'm pretty sure you and I talked. We didn't talk on the pod, but I said it felt inauthentic, Justin Fields' week 1.
Yeah.
Almost in like a way where it was like, I know you put yourself in position to make plays, but it felt lucky, man. Like,
Did you say Tom Tupa? It felt like Tom Tupa.
Well, no, I just said that just because Tom Tupa is such a great American. And if he ever wants to come on this podcast, I will have him in front of the other guests we've had. Tom Cruise, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, and
the long list.
Shane O'Mac. So, yeah, it didn't feel right the first week. Like, you know, like even Ryan Fitzpatrick, that one year he had, like, it felt like a real quarterback play. It just, I don't know. It just felt too every 50-50 ball, like I said.
Shane O'Mac.
Every good thing that could happen to the Jets happened. Except for one freaking
was.
thing, guys. And what is that?
What?
The Jets are still in tick. And last week, this was just an absolute utter. It was a disgrace, man. But
we switched places this week, Giants and the Jets.
Yeah.
The games played out like exactly the same.
But look at the defenses.
The Cowboys are going to give it up this year on defense more than a freaking senior chick on her prom night.
But do you think that the Steelers' defense is as good as
no?
As
the Steelers and the Cowboys, to me, are the same team, just in different conferences, almost.
Yeah, because it's such a 180 from last season, where the Steelers had one of the best defenses, and that's the only reason like a Russ Wilson led team made the playoffs was because of that great defense. I think it's such a sad fact. I had to pull this one where Mitch Trubisky comes in for an injured Josh Allen for. Like
he just rips it right on Sauce.
Yeah, on Sauce Gardner. Yeah, it went for 32 yards. He completed 1 pass in the game. It went for 32 yards. You know how many yards Justin Fields passed for this game?
12?
27. He went 3 of 11 through the air, 27 yards. I do think the refs were kind of lenient with him when he slid that one play and got rocked.
So that was bullshit.
That was.
I mean, you saw Aaron Glenn, and Coach, please roll down the leg things. Like, you're wearing tight pants. I get it's 80 degrees, but there's no need to be wearing capris on the sideline. Like, come on, bro. All right.
Was that your big beef with him? Because you did mention him.
No, this is I like the guy. It's just the same crap, man. And I know Rome's not built in a day, but you know, you want to be a tough guy with the media. Like, why? You set a precedent? Well, guess what, dude? The precedent here is your team sucks. Winning a press conference, telling Rich Cimini to F off, it doesn't do anything.
And that's one of the good Jets beat writers, I feel like, right?
I mean, Connor Hughes is, to me, the best.
Yeah, Hughes is
him
good.
Or, what's his face? Gosh, sorry, I'm forgetting his name.
Maybe
I'll remember it.
maybe
and
it's
I'll
not
scream it
Rich.
out.
Joe Beningo?
No, he's the town crier.
Wait,
He's not a reporter. He's just Joe.
I have to look this up.
In a very good way. Again, if Joe ever wants to come on or do anything with this or ever wants to
I'm
meet
sure he'd
us
love
at
to.
golf, I would love it for that.
Brian Costello.
I'm sure he would love to talk
Brian
about the
Costello,
Jets.
thank you. That's who I'm talking
he's
about. I
very
like
good.
Brian a lot. He's very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same stuff, man. And it's like Woody wants to win. People say Woody Johnson's a bad owner. He's not. He's a dumb owner. Like there's a difference. Like Woody Johnson, if he could, would spend all the money in the world to win. But it's just hasn't happened.
Yeah. You have to be a desired franchise too, and right now the Jets aren't. I do think Aaron Glenn's trying to make it that way.
He is. And I'm gonna give him time, but
Yeah.
until it happens, it hasn't happened.
One last thing on the Jets. What are your thoughts on like the instant cutting people after they make a mistake, like he did after week 1?
Be consistent. You can't cut Gibson and say it's not just for the one play, and then you have Michael Clemens who has more personal fouls than sacks.
In
I
4
get
years,
that the D line is the D line is very thin, but to me, you're not going to win. Sign whoever off the street because you're not going to win with him. Get rid of him.
Caleb Johnson's still playing.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the kind of coach I want. He is a rookie though, so I guess you get more leeway.
Yeah, you're not cutting your and that's the Steelers running back, right? Like they're not cutting a running back. They're so thin.
Like you can fault Joe Douglas for like a lot of things, and the primary two to me are Zach Wilson and trading John Franklin Myers for him peanuts.
Yeah.
If John Franklin Myers is still on the team, he's not going to get you, stats, but he'll do the shit that needs to be done to win, and you need those guys.
Yeah, but also this regime, like the worst thing they did was say, "Hey, we're going to give 2 years to Justin Fields," when they could have started looking at a young quarterback and going in that direction.
They could have, yeah. To me, I think the more problem to that was Tyrod Taylor. Like, if you're an organization and a regime that feels like they're going to be there for a while, what would you rather have with a guy like Fields is a lottery ticket. You know that you're going to probably need a new backup quarterback, and if Fields doesn't work out, you're going to be getting a rookie quarterback in there when your team sucks. So Tyrod Taylor is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. To me, I'd rather have someone like, and not saying this guy exactly, but someone like Tommy DeVito, who's going to be with you for a while, who could help the young quarterback along. Let's get another probable journeyman quarterback to learn the system and teach a young guy. It doesn't work. The freaking organization is so ass backwards.
Yeah.
From top down to the bottom. It's infuriating, man. I mean, I haven't been to the stadium, to MetLife, since a Monday night game when Jay Cutler was the quarterback and Rex and Mark Trestman were the coaches. Like 2013?
Yeah, but
Want to love football. And the Jets have literally sucked the love of football out of it for me.
I mean, but like Tyrod Taylor could have been a great veteran quarterback to teach a rookie the ways. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's only going to be here 1 year.
Is DeVito's a Band-Aid in my eyes? Like,
I'm not saying DeVito. I'm saying someone like DeVito who can be on your team for 4 to 5 years as a backup.
Yeah, I would say like go get who did the Bengals just sign? Glennon, right?
They signed Mike White too.
Mike White, whatever. Mike White.
Mike Glennon.
Yeah, I was way out there. I mean, Mike White.
Glennon.
Like, get somebody like that though.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, you're right.
Not like a starting NFL quarterback, but I'm sure like when he's done, he'll be a coach somewhere or something. He knows how to play the position.
Yeah, you need the guy like Jason Garrett right now, and they went with the guy more like Gus Frerotte.
Yeah.
But again, it's the organization ass backwards.
It's frustrating for you because like there were guys out there available that they could have signed.
Yeah.
And you guys decided to keep a quarterback room of Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and who's the guy from Missouri, Cook, right?
Yeah, well, Tyrod Taylor, he was on the roster. You're going to tell me you're going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers, but you're going to keep Tyrod Taylor for a year? Like, you're going to need another backup quarterback, a.k.a. another coach next. It's just...
Yeah, but
like if I can figure that out,
my
thing
Cousins, he's just
he's too old.
Yeah, but they're not going to pay for that. They didn't want to trade for Parsons. I mean, Jerry Jones called the Jets first to come up with a package, and they said they just couldn't afford it.
Which makes me a little suspicious that Jerry knew or thought that he had a ticking time bomb with Parsons.
He
The
looks
fact
good
that he
on the
called
Packers so
Jets
far.
first. Yeah, he did.
I don't think looking good was ever his issue, though.
The moral of the story is the Falcons are not going to eat enough money for the Jets to take a stab at a Kirk Cousins type. But my thing, like the thing that frustrates me, because the Giants did the same thing, was they never let Brian Dable during his first few years bring in his own quarterback. It was you have to try to fix Daniel Jones, and I think that's the worst thing they could have done. And he did have that one season where he limited mistakes. But like I think it's only right. Like if you have a quarterback issue, then give the new coach an opportunity to find his guy right off the bat. I know Aaron Glenn's a defensive mind, but like why not like let him? He had an early enough pick. I really like the offensive lineman they brought in the first round, so I would never disagree with that because he looks fantastic for the Jets. But wasn't he like the highest rated offensive lineman week 1 or something? That rookie.
Membu? Yeah, it was the highest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think highest rated tackle.
he looks good.
Steve, to your point about Dable, I think if anything though, he was fine with it because he knew he was gonna be fine until he got to pick his quarterback, more or less. You know,
Yeah.
It extended his career. And who would you have rather have had at that point besides Daniel Jones?
I mean, what year was the Daniel Jones draft?
No, I'm
19.
saying like the last 2 years with Dable.
That's what I'm
Like-
that's what I'm saying. Like what quarterbacks have came and gone in the past few drafts? I can't date
Could
back.
have Baker Mayfield.
I mean that was the Sam
Could have Baker
Darnold.
Mayfield. We
and
both
that was
could have
before
Baker
Dable.
Mayfield.
That would have been nice, but I feel like the
No,
Giants. would have
I'm
messed
saying
that
when
up.
he was available.
Yeah, well, yeah, like when he was available,
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
you cut Daniel Jones, who you have gotten, Flacco.
I wouldn't think they would go for a veteran.
Browning.
But like last year's draft, they weren't going to draft a quarterback because Neighbors they were really high on. I think they had
That was the
opportunities.
absolute right pick. He's a stud.
Yeah, it was a great pick, but they could have got a Penix, a Bo Nix, a JJ McCarthy. There were 3 of the quarterbacks people were high on still on the board. But what was the draft before that? Who were the quarterbacks in that, Joe?
What?
Who were
Before Jaden Daniels?
before the Caleb Williams draft? Who were some of the big quarterbacks the year before that?
I
That
have no
was-
idea.
What year would that be?
That's a
2023.
really good question.
I mean, you
Yeah.
probably aren't drafting a quarterback then because that's a year after they gave Daniel Jones the big contract.
Yeah, it wasn't 23 like Penix.
This is Bryce Young. This is CJ
Bryce Young.
Stroud.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, Stroud. He looks broken.
Anthony
this year.
Richardson.
That would be terrible.
Stroud
if we had
wasn't
Richardson.
taken first. Oh, yeah.
No, it was
I
second.
keep thinking
right?
he was. Yeah, Bryce Young, man.
Yeah, a little trade ski.
Yeah, I guess it was a
He
tough.
was really turning it around, too.
It was tough for Dable then because that draft didn't have any quarterbacks to desire, and then
Will Levis.
that would be
That's
miserable
brutal.
if we ended up with him or Anthony Richardson or
Hendon
something.
Hooker. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, no, I think Dable would have been a great coach for Anthony Richardson because he wouldn't have played until he was ready.
yeah.
The only reason why Richardson played is because freaking Irsay wanted him to play.
But now they're starting to feel the pressure of people saying we want Jackson Dart that they started putting him in the game when it was close and it was such predictable play packages. It was a run play every single time. They got away with it the first time because Dart saw them zeroing in on him and he handed it off to Scadaboo and Scadaboo brought it down to what, like the 1 yard line or something? Or it was a touchdown maybe? I forget.
Remember that guy Max Dugan for TCU?
Yes, double G though. He didn't spell the last name the same way as you.
Well, some spell with the Z. There's many Dugans in this world.
I don't know. Where would you even put the
Do you know where he's playing right now?
No.
Do you want to guess? No, the Toronto Argonauts.
I was gonna say
Ew.
the Canadian League or whatever.
Oh, really? Sorry.
I shouldn't take credit. I was gonna say the XFL. It's not a thing anymore.
It's crazy
right?
how many people don't fail out in the open. You just sort of remember them 5 years later and look on Wikipedia and you're like, oh shit, they're playing in fucking NFL Europa.
That's what hit Joe in the moment. He's like, I wonder where
Damn.
Max Dugan is right now.
Dugan's got to represent. We haven't had one since that Vikings tight end. I don't think
Max Duggan.
he was by far the superior Dugan. He actually started.
Yeah. You have Justin Herbert, John.
I do.
So you have the
He's
superior.
looking like a top 5 MVP guy right now.
Yeah.
Have there
Which
been any
leads me to
professional
my next
Macris?
point.
There was
Strawberry.
what? Daryl Strawberry.
Strawberry Macri.
There was actually there was a
Is that real?
No, it's Strawberry Daiquiri.
Oh,
there was a Macri in the early 1900s that made the MLB though.
is your head all right, man?
No, we won't get into that. By the way, this is from an injury. I don't have like weirdness, people. Actually, I am weird.
There's no one abusive in your life.
You got that from watching the Jets too long.
Yeah,
Cataracts just started bleeding.
After a while, that's probably the better option. Just hitting yourself in the head or something than watching the Jets.
Yeah, just gouging your eyes out.
I wonder where you would lose more brain cells, watching the Jets or punching yourself in the face.
This answer tells you I'm fried in both ways.
There was Jumpin' Joe Dugan for the 1927 Yankees.
Yes.
Jumpin' Joe.
He might be a Hall of Famer, is he?
I don't know. Everybody made the Hall of Fame back then.
No, everybody makes the Hall of Fame now. Not back then.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a lot tougher back then. So I have a stat for you guys, just to move on
He
to the
is
next.
not in the Hall of Fame,
No, all right.
but he is a 3-time champion.
Yeah, that's what it was. Champ. He played with Big
And
Bruce.
he led the majors in at-bats in 1923.
So he was.
And in 1925, he was 27th in MVP voting. So there you go.
All right, that's something, right? Top 30.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So the Bears' last 8 games with a healthy Justin Fields, they had a 5-3 record, 24.5 points per game. The Bears' last 8 games with Caleb Williams, they are 1-7 with 17.5 points per game.
Don't look at the record.
It's not record, but obviously the points are down too.
The eye test is what's disappointing because he looks worse than he did the last 8 games of last year.
What do you see out of him that makes him look worse?
He's still capable of making those ridiculous throws that only a few guys can make. Like that Vikings game, that first drive, and he had a great first drive against the Lions. And that's why I don't want to say record. I mean, he actually, I think, was a little better against the Lions. They just gave up 52 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, just he's looking to run too quickly. He's missing open guys that I thought even like that problem was getting cleared up at the end of last year. I don't know. Maybe he has PTSD just from how bad his O-line used to be, but he definitely has more time. Or it could be maybe I underestimated how good the Vikings defense would continue to be, and he walked into the Lions' den last week. But so if you're wondering if I'm off the Caleb Williams bandwagon, I'm not.
I'm with you. I'm not either.
I know where the ejector seat is, and I am looking at it, but I'm still on the bandwagon. And I just want to say the Bears' schedule the next 6 weeks, and they can go 0-6, but these are the defenses that Caleb Williams will be facing: Dallas, Las Vegas, Washington, New Orleans, Baltimore, and Cincinnati.
How concerned are you that it will lead?
I'm just saying, if he can't put together a good stretch after that, I might be out.
Okay, so you're going to give him like a 4 to 5 game window, and if it doesn't,
those are like three of the worst secondaries in the league.
Would you say it's fair by Thanksgiving if he hasn't turned it around? Then Caleb Williams, you're out on him.
Yeah, or it's one of those situations where it's just the wrong organization. But like you would think with Ben Johnson, I mean those scripted drives look fucking great.
Do you think
it has nothing to do with him missing guys?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know what it is.
Was Dan Campbell the mastermind all along, or was it Ben Johnson? And how weird is the Dan Campbell?
Maybe he's
Johnson
an offensive
interaction?
Steve Spagnuolo. He's just not meant to be a head coach.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe it's both.
I mean, again, Daniel Jones' theory from earlier in the show. It's a small sample size for Ben Johnson, but I know Matt Eberflus is not the ideal head coach. This is your.
Just saying his name just doesn't even scream head coach.
No,
man.
All right, like so you saw how Mac Jones played for the Niners this weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine Shanahan got a hold of Caleb Williams.
Yikes.
Now, maybe Caleb Williams is just the guy who's just not work out for anybody, but like I don't know, man. It might just be a cursed franchise. I really don't know.
Give it time. I think the Bears are going to figure it out.
Yeah, but
he hasn't played. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't improved at all.
You can't play.
So that's what's concerning.
You can't play devil's advocate with these guys, though. That's like saying if Pat Mahomes didn't get lucky enough where Andy Reid went to the Chiefs, then like would he turn out the way?
I was using an extreme example. What if he was in fucking Jacksonville instead, which I think would actually be a better situation offensively.
There's a lot that factors into a quarterback not succeeding though. It is the offensive line from his first season. Yes, that played part in it. It's the coach, because they failed him last year because they had him watching film by himself.
JJ McCarthy's injury is fake. They just want him to reset his head.
I don't think you're wrong there, but I want to stay on Caleb Williams for a second, just because what I saw in week 1 during that second half and what you continue to see from him is there are guys who are open. They have windows that a lot of NFL quarterbacks can drop it in there. And
the hospital ball to DJ Moore wasn't great.
No, but I mean, it wasn't great. But
that's one of those since Peyton Manning to Austin Collie. Yikes.
But there was a point. I think the game's going a little too fast for Caleb Williams, because he's seeing a guy open last second, and he's like, oh, shoot, I have to throw it now. And he's rushing his mechanics, and he's overthrowing it every single time, or even underthrowing it, because there was a screenplay very early in that Vikings game where if he just hits the guy in the chest, that guy's going to get upfield and probably get you the first down. But he threw it right into the ground, and it was a killer. It was a drive killer. I mean, the DJ Moore where he was fading towards the end zone, you remember that play in the Vikings game for like 30 yards? He threw it to the sideline, and it went out of bounds. There was endless other plays where Caleb Williams is just not reading the field correctly. And last second, he's seeing the guy open, and now he's like, I have to throw the ball, and it's too late. He's lucky that he had very limited interceptions last season, so he's not turning the ball over. And so far, I think he's only thrown 1 interception this season. So again, he's lucky that's not happening, because when he is making these mistakes, he's making it bad enough where the defender doesn't even have a chance at the ball. But he's going to have
That's on purpose. That's the old Donovan McNabb throw it in the dirt.
It could
That's
be
a veteran move.
I wouldn't call it that. I just think that he's not processing the defense and his receivers. And because of that, he's like last second saying, let me throw the ball. And he's rushing through everything. But I mean, eventually, like, you expect the game to slow down for a quarterback that was so highly touted coming into the league. I mean, John, you probably saw the story I posted where he told the punter, you're not going to have to punt that often for us, or you're not going to punt for us. And now they've punted 92 times since he's been in the league, and that leads the league. So, that in itself says enough about what a Caleb Williams led offense has been in the year and 2 weeks so far. But I don't think, I mean, Dan Orlovsky said it best, like development for a young quarterback is a lot on the coach. Like, we have an issue where these coaches are not, taking the time to develop quarterbacks. And it's kind of like the New York Minute thing, where in New York, a free agent comes in. I think like Juan Soto at the beginning of the season, people wanted Juan Soto's head because he had such a slow start. And now he's at 40 home runs, 30-something stolen bases. He'll probably finish top 10 in the MVP voting. But if you don't do things in the moment in New York, that they'll move on from you very quickly. It's been that way for quarterbacks too. Look at JJ McCarthy. There's that theory that you just said, Joe, where like there's a good chance the Vikings are benching him because of what he did for 7 out of 8 quarters. There's Caleb Williams. A lot of people are starting to get down on Caleb Williams. Bo Nix is starting to hear some noise because of how bad his first 2 weeks have been. But like we're doing these young quarterbacks disservice by turning on them because 2 weeks in, they're not putting up the numbers that we expected them to.
I just can't believe so many arrows, so many things pointed to the arrow going up between the new head coach and the weapons and getting better on offensive linemen and just drafting around them. I don't know. It could be that he faced 2 really good defenses week 1. That Bears game was one of those ones where the momentum just goes against you so quickly. Maybe it would have taken just a few special quarterbacks in the league to turn that around.
Yeah.
And even then, maybe if they decided to kick out of bounds, Caleb would have gotten the ball again. But and that Lions game was,
they were destined.
I feel like he had 4 drives, and then when he got the ball the 5th time, he was down by 28 points. So I don't know.
They were losing that game all
week. He's facing 5 weak secondaries on paper the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So like I think if everything stays healthy around him and he still looks like this, it's going to be hard to defend him. But I'm still giving it time. I'm not officially off.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears apparently have a backup quarterback that a lot of people like. Was it Tyson?
Agent?
Yeah. Apparently a lot of people.
Locker room guy.
Yeah, good locker room guy. So
Yeah, big contract for a backup who's never been the guy anywhere.
does that not say a lot about what the Bears are thinking right now?
I don't know. He used to back up Fields, and
Yeah.
there was I think there was 3 or 4 games he had to fill in, and he didn't look that great. He was I'm not gonna look up the numbers, but I'm pretty sure he was 54% completion or something. Like he wasn't. Yeah, he definitely threw it downfield, but it was a very low percentage sort of thing.
You're not making the playoffs with him. I mean, he'll be able to complete
You're
passes
not
for
winning
you.
6 games with him, I don't think. Especially with that defense, 40 points a game the first 2 weeks.
The Bears are 3-17 against the NFC North ever since Ryan Poles said during his opening press conference that they are going to take the NFC North and never give it back. So not a good look for Ryan Poles right now.
Oh, he was 66% completion, so I'm full of shit. But he was 3
That's pretty good.
touchdowns and 6. He was 3 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Okay, turnovers are high.
I mean, for a backup, that's gonna get you a job.
You do not want to double your touchdown production with interceptions ever as an NFL quarterback. I'd rather take rather take a Colt McCoy against the Seahawks game where he barely, or even like Jalen Hurts this past week against the Chiefs where he didn't throw interceptions, but only had
Greg McElroy against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'd rather take that, like those unexcited games, but you limit the turnovers and you keep your team in the game. I mean, not every team has the luxury of having a defense that's going to keep them in the game like that, but
we're having a Browning that could actually be aggressive and productive.
Well, you know what this weekend is? So Jake Browning. Do you remember the clip when he said you should have never effing cut me? It was like that clip where he was acting all tough, threw his helmet down.
To the Vikings.
That was again. Yeah. So they're facing the Vikings this weekend. It's actually Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. Wow. Jake Browning went 29 of 42, 324 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. When he threw
had 3 picks though, didn't he?
In the Vikings game, I don't know.
Oh wait, no, I thought you were talking about this week. Okay.
No, not against the Jags, but that was a bad game for the Jags to lose. But let's talk Joe Burrow's injury real quick. So Joe Burrow,
Brian Thomas, Jesus Christ.
Oh, the dropped passes. He looks like he doesn't even want to be on the field. Terrible. And he's supposed to be like one of the top guys from last year's draft. He
was my number 1 pick in the other league.
Not the first round. Please don't tell me you picked Brian Thomas in the first.
I was 11th.
Oh my God.
Steve, he was a top 5 receiver last year, fantasy-wise, I'm pretty sure.
Who was on the board still that you picked Brian Thomas at 11?
Achane.
Exactly.
I don't know. I want to be different. I should just take a Nakua and been done with it.
Safe, Joe.
I did. He scared me. Oh,
he looks good though.
The league I'm in with you, I took Genty, and I'm not gonna lose hope yet. I think that's just, I don't know. Oh, and I took Trey Henderson in the 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize Gibson is still in the league, let alone getting 30% workload.
Yeah. He had 5 carries this weekend, Gibson, compared to Henderson's 2.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. It's been a great year for me.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you pick Brian Thomas with the 11th pick, it's not going to be that great.
Well, it looks dumb now, yeah, but
it looked dumb then.
He was a top 5 receiver last year.
Brian Thomas in the first round? I don't know if I saw one draft this year that had Brian Thomas in the first round. I get the second round.
ESPN had him 9th.
No, show me that right now. Can you share screen? I wish you could share your screen because I don't believe that Brian Thomas was 9th in fantasy football. ESPN
fantasy mock draft.
You're making a mockery of this podcast by picking Brian Thomas. 11.
I wish I can.
Guy doesn't know ball. Demand. Let's talk Joe Burrow while Joe's looking that up. So Joe Burrow's out with turf toe.
All right, yeah, never mind. He was taken 15th.
Yes, exactly.
No, 16th.
It was a reach. That's what we're coming to a conclusion for.
But I was also the turn, so my first and second rounders really didn't matter. It was just which one I took first, technically. So I just want to say that.
12-man league?
All right, I wasn't the turn. I was close to the turn.
Close enough.
11 out of 12.
I think Brian Thomas was going to be there in the second round. Sorry, Joe.
Whatever.
To be that high on him. But so Joe Burrow's out with turf toe. Starting to get comparisons to Andrew Luck, I saw. So I have a stat for you. Joe Burrow has been sacked 27 more times than Andrew Luck in 15 fewer games. So Burrow has 201 career sacks and Luck had 174. You know what's an even more crazy stat about Joe Burrow? He's won comeback player of the year twice already.
That's
is
the
he?
Chad Pennington special.
He's 28, 29 years old, Burrow, and he's already won comeback player of the year twice. Do we give him the third year if he comes back from
Oh
this?
yeah,
Absolutely.
it gets
Cat's got
more
9
impressive
lives.
the older you get, and each time you do it, because you're less likely to come back.
I feel like when there's this type of situation, since we already lost a Hall of Fame quarterback like Andrew Luck early in his career because of something like this, and no one can dispute that. He feared more injuries. That's why he left the league. But like, you're literally ruining a quarterback who could be top 3 quarterback in the league every single season, who brought his team to the Super Bowl behind a terrible offensive line, and they had a really bad defense that year. So I almost like feel like the NFL should have the ability to step in and be like, all right, it's not working out with the Bengals. Let's put Joe Burrow on a team where he's not going to get killed, and let's not waste a talent like this, because it's so different than any other sport. Like, it sucks what happened to Mike Trout with the Angels. Like, he never makes the playoffs, and people don't really watch the Angels on national TV ever. But like,
Great stadium.
he got injured off of like just freak injuries, But this is like literally putting someone behind an offensive line that the Bengals haven't even tried to fix ever since he entered the NFL, and just putting him out there to dry. It's such a bad situation for Joe Burrow, and I almost feel like when you're in this type of situation, and you guys can probably attest to this because you all played sports and you've had jobs before where things were just not going your way. It just almost sucks the fun out of showing up, And
My cross country injury in 2004 was debilitating.
Was it turf toe?
I don't know.
It was a groin injury for Joe.
It was an undiagnosed, some with my ankles. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I looked down there like I'd find the answer, but it was my ankles.
Weak cells.
Probably just bad genetics.
That's what I was thinking.
Weren't
not enough milk.
Got to get that calcium up. Come on, bro.
Wasn't the Colts a combination of that and I forget the details? Like there was some sort of medical malpractice having to do with his shoulder repair. They rushed him back or something.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just his shitty O-line and constant injuries.
Yeah, but
like,
the season before he retired, he had to be like one of the top candidates for MVP that year.
I think it had to do with his shoulder again, right?
He wasn't healing.
Like he played through injury and he was great, but I think it had to do with his shoulder.
Yeah, but you're telling me like, all right, he has that injury behind a normal offensive line, and
he by the time he retired, they actually turned it around.
Yeah,
I think they already had Quentin Nelson by that point, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think he was just
Which
here.
the Giants should have picked Quentin Nelson instead of Saquon Barkley.
They should have. He grew up a Giants fan as well.
Red Bank
Kirk
Catholic
Flowers.
alum.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why like all the best front offices build from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it shows. Like, the Bears made a big emphasis on repairing that offensive line for Caleb Williams. The Commanders drafted a offensive lineman in the first round because they're making an attempt to not get their young quarterbacks crushed out there. It almost feels like the Bengals were just like, whatever, we'll go pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and just hope that whoever's back there as the quarterback is going to have time to get it off within like 1 or 2 seconds. And that's not the proper way of doing it. Because think about it. Think about like the Chiefs way, where the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl with, yes, they have the star quarterback, but do they ever really have the flashy guys at their special or specialist positions?
Not yet.
Not
and
in
I
3
will
years.
foreshadow that with something that we'll probably get into soon in the podcast.
Early
Okay.
on, they definitely did, but
I mean, you could argue Kelsey, but like that was
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, early on, sure. But
All
like,
right, you said it. What do you guys think? You think Tyreek Hill is going to be on the Chiefs again by the end of the season?
I was thinking that too.
Absolutely. Come on down, baby. We need you.
that's too troubled of a wide receiver room. They already have Rashee Rice in there. You're gonna add
Yeah,
Tyreek.
but they
Andy
got
Reid-
the worst
Andy Reid
dad
can
in the
handle it.
world. Yeah, Andy Reid can handle it because it's not like it's not like they're his own children, which he's failed at miserably as a father.
And everybody, like the main guys there know him.
Yeah.
He's going to be back. It's just a matter of time. As soon as that, my only question is, does it happen before or after McDaniel gets fired?
He should be fired though. We talked about those guys who can't be head coaches but are great coordinators. That's one of them right there.
Oh yeah, He's going to be such a good coordinator to whatever team he goes to next year. It's going to be absurd.
I mean, panic alarms are going to start going off. The Chiefs are 0-2. This could very well be Kelsey's last season, and I know he's going to be in the front office's ear all season if they start losing games even more than they have so far. Like, he wants to have that opportunity to make a playoff run. He wants the Jerome Bettis situation where you win a Super Bowl and you're able to retire. John Elway, right?
He has 3 though. He's not going to leave.
No,
the Chiefs.
he
Do you really think he would?
Have you ever
That'd be
listened to him on
crazy.
his podcast? Like, that guy's like the ultimate competitor. He only thinks about the last game. Like, he wants to win. That's why he came
Travis
back.
Kelce.
I feel like he wouldn't leave the Chiefs. That seems
No, he's staying.
extreme.
No.
He's going to retire at the end of the year anyway.
Yeah, I think this is his last season. Especially like the engagement's gonna tell it all. Like, he wants to ride off into the sunset and then go marry Taylor Swift and live his life in podcast.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, it's a good life. It is a good life, but
That's going to be streamed, right? You think?
the wedding.
No.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I think she's
No
kind of
way.
private, actually, for how big she is.
I don't think there's a price that they could put on that. Like Netflix does like a thing after. No, it's going to be too private. They're doing it in Rhode Island, though. I know that.
Are they
Rhode
really?
Island
I
or
didn't know
New
they
Ham-
picked the spot.
Yeah.
Netflix would pay like $3 or $4 billion for the ability to stream that wedding. That'd be like a royal wedding.
Yeah. No, I don't think they'll sell it.
She doesn't need the money after what she paid to get her music back, the rights to her music.
I mean, yeah, and if they did it, like, I would just sell it to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, forget one fucking channel. Have them all pay you.
Amazon Prime, Hulu, get them all. But
They're
yeah,
going to
I
pay
mean,
somebody to sneak in there with the iPhone, record the whole thing.
well,
Drone.
you know what?
Like
You know what's
slide
really
drone footage.
funny? Bussin' with the Boys. I really enjoy their podcast. It's actually entertaining. Will Compton and Taylor Luwan. So they went to Tight End University, and I guess Taylor Swift showed up there, and she played like a song for everyone, and she hung out with everyone. And I think the big thing, like the big like unwritten rule of that weekend was like, don't post pictures while the weekend is happening. Is like they didn't want like the news to get out that Taylor Swift was there. And I think one of like their like lower producers or something, I don't even know what his position is with Bustin' with the Boy, post on his social media account that he took a picture of Taylor Swift, and that's when word started to get out. So they were bashing on him about it. But yeah, she's pretty private in regards to that type of stuff. I mean, the Chiefs, to me, I think there's going to, if this continues, especially if they lose to the Giants this weekend, I think there will be a point where there's desperation mode. There's just too much good on that team. Like, you have Pat Mahomes, who, I mean, you're probably arguing at this point, he's not the best quarterback in the league right now. It's Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Flip a coin between the two of them. But I mean, he's still a star quarterback. You still got Kelsey. Defense looks pretty good early on. So there's a lot of good from the Chiefs. It's just not producing wins right now. The scary thing is for the Chiefs is, are the Chargers the better team in the division? Is they beat up on the... I know the score indicated it was a closer game than it was, but I think the Chargers beat up on the Chiefs. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah. If the Chiefs sneak into a 7 seed and they play the Chargers, who would you bet on?
Chiefs.
I still wouldn't bet against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think just because of history, and I've always been like this. Even like last season, Joe, we would pick Chiefs games, and I'd be like, hey, like I'm picking the Chiefs because of history, because of what they've done, and they never let you down.
They barely covered last year, which was a mistake by us.
Yeah.
But money line, we would have been
Money line would
fine.
be good. Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I saw Colin Cowherd talking about it today, and he's like, who's the best football coach right now? He said it's Jim Harbaugh. He's won at the college level, he's won at the NFL level. Like, the guy's just a proven winner. He turned around a Stanford program who has the toughest admissions rate for like a D1 pro, and he was able to win with them, and nobody else has really been able to win there. We know he won a championship with Michigan. We know what he did with the 49ers, what he's doing with the Chargers. He got them in the playoffs the first season. Now they look spectacular this season. It's just, the Chargers are a team, like, I wouldn't sleep on the Chargers. They're going to be a very good team this season, and they could potentially make some noise in the AFC playoff picture.
Did you see his victory speech after the game in the locker room?
No, I didn't see that, actually. I wish I did.
One of his all-time sayings, he might have said it. He called defense the guardians of victory.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You saw that?
That's amazing. I did.
I was like, if he made that up, dude, that guy's a
I heard it
genius.
yesterday on Boomer and Geo when they played it. And I started
Guardians
fucking
of
dying. I'm like, that's such a Jim Harbaugh phrase. I love
Yeah,
it.
look up his quotes. He has plenty of them. Who's got it better than us?
I don't know who's more. I think he might be the biggest football. No, to me, the biggest football guy in our country is Gruden. But
Yeah.
like, Gruden, Vrabel, and Jim Harbaugh.
He's the biggest active football guy.
I don't know if I would put
what a
Vrabel
perfect
in
thing to say,
Harbaugh.
Vrabel might be bigger.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'd put Vrabel in
But,
front
yeah,
of him. It's
Those
close.
three dudes are they're pretty
He's the most
hardcore.
football guy,
man.
but he's not like football guy. It's Jim Harbaugh.
Do you think Gruden's going to college or NFL?
College.
If he gets a job.
I think
he's going to
if
Bama?
Alabama becomes available, I think he goes to Bama.
Yep. So do I.
And
That makes too much
that
sense.
sucks for Kalen DeBoer because like he's only going to get 2 seasons. But
yeah, he's not an SEC coach though.
no, he's not. But if Gruden comes up to Alabama and says I want to coach again, like Alabama next week are dropping DeBoer and saying Gruden.
They'll write the check.
Yeah. So I think he's going to be college, and he's made it known. Like he's trying to not drop hints, but he said several times that he would love to coach in college. So
Well, and specifically the SEC.
Yeah.
A few of those unboxings he did. He said,
Yeah.
You know, he said he would love to coach in the SEC.
what does he do with all that
That's-
merch?
Gave some of it, I'm sure, away to a bunch of people. Did you guys see that clip of him giving Ryan Whitney the freaking Patriot stuff? Gave him like a signed helmet by Junior Seau, a signed Tom Brady used jersey, like a signed ball from Gronk, like all this shit.
What does Gruden just collect it, or is
No, all these teams send him.
He gets it.
He
People
does
give
it,
it to him. Yeah.
Joe, he does it every single day. That's how many boxes teams have sent him, and he's been doing it like the past year.
Just because they like him?
Yeah, and like
he's probably got so much shit.
It's crazy
around.
boxes. I forget who the team was, but one team sent him like 3 or 4 huge boxes, and it was just like endless merch, like big ones. Like it's just so much.
Is that like a famous coach thing, or is that just a Gruden thing?
I think it's a famous coach thing. I think it
It's
probably
everything.
started as like 1 or 2 teams.
Does Bill Belichick get boxes from teams?
No,
I mean, you can just say
I don't know.
Gruden. He's a one-name guy.
No, I guarantee you they all get like the occasional box like that. Like they get free stuff. But I think what Gruden did was he maybe like 1 or 2 teams sent him merch and he unboxed it in front of the camera. People got whiff of it and they were like, all right, we're going to start sending you stuff. And it just
It's a PR thing.
Yeah, it became like
everybody benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It became like almost a segment for Gruden now. And he's just awesome with it. Like high energy. He knows like every team. He'll like name like guys that played for them and like all their nicknames and stuff.
So I'm like, why would the Patriots send him? He has no ties to the Patriots.
It's just like random teams, dude. It's been like almost every college team I feel like sent him something.
The Raiders still send him checks.
Is he getting checks from the Raiders still? Like, is that a thing?
It was, what was it, 10 years, 200 million or something that he
10
signed?
for 100.
Well,
10
you
for 100,
you saw that the court said he can move forward with his lawsuit?
Exactly. Which is basically a key of the NFL saying, here's a job, buddy.
Yeah.
Come back. We love you.
But
if you take the job, you're not gonna be able to take us to court. So
took a
legal
long
quid
enough.
pro quo.
Yeah. Let's talk real quick. Let's talk Lamar Jackson just because of how incredible it's been, if you guys are cool with that. Lamar Jackson, so when he came into the league, a lot of people wanted to make him a running back. He's starting to rely on his arm. He just topped Aaron Rodgers for the all-time passing rating record. He kind of has like the revenge thing this season because he lost to Josh Allen in the MVP voting last year, which he probably should have won it. He has a 136.6 passing rating, and he has the highest total of touchdowns, 7 and 0 turnovers. His last 20 games, he has thrown 57 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. That is a ridiculous stat.
Filthy.
I mean, Joe, we've done several top quarterback lists. Who are you putting number 1 on the list there?
Josh Allen.
You have Allen as one.
I don't trust him in the playoffs still. He's been so bad.
But do you trust Josh Allen in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's one of the biggest playoff performers ever. He just hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl. He has the most playoff wins out of any quarterback not to go to the Super Bowl. His numbers are way, way better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he hasn't had bad games or bad moments, but Lamar Jackson's had some disastrous games.
Now, do you think Josh Allen should have won the MVP last season?
Yeah.
Because Lamar Jackson was AP first team.
If neither of them had won it yet, maybe Lamar. But like Brett Favre's the only guy to ever win 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, sorry, Lamar didn't win 3 in a row. It's probably because Lamar won 2 already. but it was so close, and it's it's the same thing. The NBA, it's as much as historical context and narrative as it is about the individual season.
Yeah.
It's like, is your team great? Do the stats back it up? And sometimes if you have a track record, you get a little bit of a nudge.
Mm-hmm. So
if Josh Allen had 2 and Lamar Jackson had 0, Lamar would have won it.
yeah,
like 100%.
I agree. I think they wanted to get Allen his flowers. The key for me for like any good quarterback, and you see it with the best. You see it with Allen. You see it with Mahomes. You're seeing it with Lamar Jackson. You saw it with Burrow before he got injured. Like these stud quarterbacks, they're so good that they make everyone around them better. So like Josh Allen, like who is he throwing to every week? Like they drafted Keon Coleman last year, but I wouldn't say out of that class we're talking about Malik Neighbors and Thomas and like the other receivers. We're not Lad McConkey we're talking about. We're not really talking about Keon Coleman. Shakur. Like Allen's just, doing his thing with limited resources. And yeah, James Cook has turned into a fantastic running back, but I think a lot of that is because you're afraid of the mobile threat that Allen is, that you're locking in on him, and sometimes that leads to a long run from Cook. Not taken away from Cook because he's fantastic. It's the same thing with like Lamar Jackson. Like who has he had to throw to over the years? Like yeah, they drafted Zay Flowers. He's good, Zay Flowers. I wouldn't say he's a top 10 receiver or anything.
He's had much better running backs, but that's it.
Yeah, running backs. I mean, Derrick Henry right now, one of the best to ever do it.
Mark Ingram was still very good when he played with them.
Yeah, but like even like the year that I would say Andrews got injured, like Isaiah Likely became like a top tight end. So like, I mean, Lamar Jackson is definitely that type of talent where he can make people better around him. You see it with Allen every week. Mahomes has always
DeAndre Hopkins looks like an All-Pro again.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, what about week 1 with Mahomes? Didn't Brown have like close to 100 yards receiving?
Yeah.
So like he takes those veterans that are supposed to be declining and they come out and have 100-yard receiving games. So like I mean, like there's very few quarterbacks in my opinion who do that. Like who would you put in that category? That's like tier 1 category right there. It's probably only the 4 that we named, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't put Burrow in that list because his receivers are so good.
Yeah, it's hard to know with Burrow because even just go back to college, he's just always had weapons. But I wouldn't see why not.
I don't know. I think we don't want to put.
I'd say Russell Wilson after last week should be in that category.
He's number 1.
There's only 3. It's Mahomes, it's Lamar, and it's Josh Allen.
Are we taking away from Burrow because he doesn't have that dual threat, though?
No. I mean, I'll take away from Burrow is that he's always hurt and he's a dumbass.
Yeah, but hurt is kind of what we talked about earlier, where that's almost out of his control, is it not?
So,
it's not out of his organization's control.
If Joe Burrow goes to the front office and says, "Get me a bunch of really good fucking offensive linemen because I'm worth $250 million,"
have you seen
of saying he wants his receivers back?
But have you seen what ownership has been like with giving out contracts? They made their top pick sit until like end of July.
They've always been like that.
Yeah,
the Brown family
Cincinnati's
sucks.
stingy.
Yeah, he's not in a great situation. He was one of the people who said to sign the 2 receivers, was he not?
He was. That's why I'm saying I kind of blame him for being hurt.
Yeah. And also like I know like you can't put the full blame on offensive line because like
no
quarterbacks can move out of the pocket.
It's also coaching. It's scheme.
Yeah.
Like the coaches know that he's a sitting duck back there. You got to get him out of the pocket, and everything out of the pocket becomes Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow, he's an okay slider. Like when he's but I mean, no one's Russell Wilson.
No,
dude's a magician when it comes to not getting hit, man.
Yeah, yeah, we saw.
Same with Jane Daniels.
Yeah,
I'm surprised because he's very slight.
He I don't want to say finally got injured, but he's. I wouldn't call him.
Yes, you do.
I wouldn't call him one of those quarterbacks who never gets hit. Jane Daniels. We saw it last year as a rookie. He did get hit.
I know.
A few times.
He does. He's like Lamar though. He looks so smooth when he's just like barely moving to the side just to avoid a hit. It looks like it doesn't even like bother him.
He definitely has all the tools to eventually be in that category.
Remember when Eli Manning would try to slide? He would fumble half the time.
Dude, he's such a bad. He self-admittedly he was such a bad slider.
He's just,
Yeah, he did. The ball would always bounce against the ground. We lost like 2 or 3 games on like slides where he
Yeah, it
fumbled.
looked like he was like getting shot or like a fish jumping into a boat half the time he was freaking sliding.
Yeah, so don't take for
Falling in
granted. It's
style.
a skill set, apparently.
yeah.
Because Peyton could slide at least.
It is.
Well,
It
all he
is
had to do was
skill.
lean back with his fucking forehead. That thing, Jesus.
Arch is
Get
sliding
anyone
down the draft board. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, he
think
definitely is the
He'll
way
be
he
all right.
looks.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Give him time.
Eventually.
He killed UTEP last year, too. That's what shocked me. He played the same exact, I don't know if they're FBS or FCS, but he murdered them last year because that was one of the games he filled in for yours.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a few quarterbacks who are dropping. DJ Lagway from Florida, Cade
Klubnik
from
Yep.
Clemson. I wanted to talk about college football. I don't think we have the time to do it. We'll have.
No.
It was a really good weekend though. If you didn't watch the Georgia versus Tennessee game, that was excellent. The Georgia Tech versus Clemson game was fantastic. There was a few others I can't think. The Notre Dame Texas A&M. I feel terrible for the placeholder because he dropped
The extra
the
point.
extra point, and then
Yeah.
Texas A&M won by 1 point.
They wouldn't stop showing him.
Yeah, brutal.
Which I think is fine for a professional. Well, I guess he is probably getting paid.
Yeah, they're getting paid
So
now.
never mind.
Um,
If you're getting paid, you have to be on camera.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of great games from college football. I think college football is wide open this season. There's not really the 3 or 4 teams that you're like, all right, they're going to duke it out. Like they're
Rutgers, Norfolk State.
yeah, 60-3. Rutgers finally ran away
Yeah.
with a game. Thank goodness for Rutgers. The state of New Jersey, or the football team of New Jersey, I should say. Rutgers,
Iowa
Football
this week,
teams
though.
that play in New Jersey.
the only one.
Have
Process
been
of
very
elimination.
Yeah.
We should pick the
No,
Rutgers
there's
game this
3.
week.
What do you mean?
I know there's
3.
mom, but there's no one the size of Rutgers.
Oh, you're just
Monmouth
talking
almost
college?
beat Charlotte.
Gotcha.
Almost.
I was
Yeah.
going to say the Jets and Giants are New Jersey's teams as well. The only New York team that actually plays in New York is like really good.
Yeah. If you really want to get technical, out of all the 3 New York teams, quote unquote, the Bills are the best one right now.
Easily.
They control
Yeah.
New York.
They're the only one.
Yeah,
technically.
true. So we'll save dark horse MVPs for next week. We'll save. We didn't talk 0-2 teams yet, but if a team falls to 0-3 next week, then they're kind of cooked. But let's do our picks now, just for the sake of time and
Cool.
we're towards the end of the podcast episode. Do we have games we want to pick on?
I don't want to pick any games.
8 is terrible, dude. You just like kind of knocked yourself out of the season.
I know.
You want to do what? The Thursday, since it's before that? The Thursday, the Sunday night, the Monday night, Jets, Giants.
I say this will probably not get published until after Thursday. Not that it matters. We can do Thursday. It doesn't matter. I guess.
Nah,
you gotta
let's not do
hustle.
Thursday.
Whatever you want.
Nah, let's not do Thursday.
I don't want to do Dolphins
The
Bills.
Thursday night game is fucking cheeks too. It's Dolphins Bills.
Let's do.
What are the records right now? Do you know?
I have to look at mine. I didn't go over mine.
I'm 6-10. I know that for sure.
I think I'm 5-11.
That's really bad.
Anyone listening to the podcast, if you
Bet
like I
against
said,
Yeah.
if you put $1,000 in a parlay against my picks, you would have won $250,000.
Wait, no, hold
So,
on. I'm 7-11. No, 7
16. We did 16.
so
7-9?
Yeah, I think
Yep.
I'm 7-9.
All right.
Or 7-9 or 6-10. It's not good.
Let's do Chiefs Giants.
Okay.
Let's do
Jets Bucks, obviously.
Jets Bucks.
Yeah.
Let's do Rams.
Both locals. We
Ram-
have to do the Monday night game.
Let's do Rams Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do
Lions Ravens. Obviously, that's Monday night. Yeah.
Lions Ravens.
Oh, the
Lions,
Giants
Ravens.
play Sunday night this week.
No, they don't.
Oh,
God.
it's going to be
Do
great.
they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Let's do Cowboys Bears, I guess.
Yeah, I like that.
And that should be it because all the other games are trash this week.
All right. So
You can still make money on trash games.
Again,
First game you had was what exactly?
the first game of the day that I wanted to do was the Rams Eagles, I guess.
Okay. Rams are 3.5 point underdog with an over under of 44.5.
Who wants to lead off?
Don't look at me.
I'll go. Eagles minus 3.5.
Okay.
Steve, you writing it down?
I wasn't, but I.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Just give me the Eagles. I'm playing it safe this week.
Okay.
The Rams are 2-0, but they haven't. I don't know what to make of the Texans, so I didn't know if that win was impressive. I don't know. I think the Chiefs-Eagles played exactly as we thought.
I feel like I want to pick the Rams because I think they're going to actually be pretty good this year. And Stafford has shown that the injury's not holding him back so far. I don't know if I have it in me to go against the Eagles until they're just so good during the regular season too. Like it's tough. It's tough to pick against them. But I mean, let's put it the way that it should be. Eagles didn't look great against a bad or like not a bad Cowboys team, but not like it's not an exciting Cowboys team and it's not a great defense, that's for sure. And then they beat a Chiefs team that, quite frankly, we don't know what this Chiefs team is this season. So, maybe the Eagles are having a slow start, but I just think with all the weapons on their team, I think it will be Eagles too. Who do we have next?
Next was Jets-Bucks. Jets are getting 6.5 with an over-under of 44.5.
Oh, God.
Just give me the over.
I'm with Joe.
Can their offense be as bad as they were last week?
I'm with Joe over 44.5.
I see 43.5, but we'll do 44. Could you adjust mine to 38?
Wait, hold on. If it's 44, are you going over or under?
Well, I see
Does
43
that
and a
point
half.
matter? No, I know, but
If it's
would that
52, I'll
sway
go over. I don't care.
it?
No,
Alright,
no,
so
it won't.
over.
It won't.
All right, I'm going over still.
I don't
Steve?
hate that over because I feel like this is a game where Tyrod Taylor could play like well and just keep the Jets in it, but I don't know. I'm so high on the Bucks this season, and I know they've been in 2 close games, but it's the Jets they're facing at the end of the day. So I'm going to take the Bucks.
We're not doing Bengals Vikings.
Not because of what the quarterback play is in that game.
Yeah, Texans Jags no, Saints Seahawks no, Broncos Chargers.
I think we wanted to do that.
Okay.
What do we got for lines?
That's so gross.
Broncos
I hate
are
this
getting 2.5 with an over under of 45.5.
Okay.
I'll take the Broncos plus the 2.5.
The Broncos really should be 2-0 if they didn't open up the fucking door to the stadium.
So are you picking them, Joe?
No, I'm still
It's
not
in
a
LA.
huge. I'm still not a huge. It doesn't matter. There's
exactly.
gonna be more Broncos fans there anyway.
Yep.
No, I'm still not a huge Bo Nix guy, and this defense has been underwhelming. But a 3-0 Chargers just sounds really weird to me. Like, when are they ever 3-0?
Jim Harbaugh. That's when it happens.
Good point, Steve. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers here. I'm not going to get crazy with this one. I think the Chargers are the team to beat in the West this season.
I should just start flipping a coin.
I mean, some of these lines are tough. Like
Yeah, none
Tyrod
of these
Taylor
are- well-
for the Jets. Like you just in your gut, you just feel like it's going to be one of those games where he keeps it close and they lose like in the final few minutes. I mean, like the Phillies game is also tough because I mean the Rams played them the toughest or the best. They were the best competition last year in the playoffs essentially. So it's actually hard to bet some of these games this week. But what do we got next after the Broncos Chargers?
Next game is going to be Cowboys at the Bears. This line to me is wonky. Cowboys are getting 1.5 with the over under of 50.5. Bears.
Oh, God, that's
Give me the Bears
disgusting.
minus the 1.5. I think the Cowboys are going to get absolutely fucking murdered this week.
I'm going over. I think
Over? Yeah. It's either that or my pick, I thought.
over 50.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Bears.
Bears the 1.1.5. What do we got?
I kind of want to do the under, but not with this defense. I can't take it.
Under. Did you see the Cowboys this past week?
Steve, these lines exist to be 50-50. There's no such thing as a bad pick unless I'm doing it.
So the over under actually is 50-50. It's minus 110 over,
Yeah.
minus 110 under.
Yeah.
So
Well, they Vegas adjusts them so that there's even on both sides. Not that I need to explain the concept of gambling to everybody.
I think I might
yeah,
actually
115, 105.
put some money down on that over.
105,
That's how
105,
confident I am
115.
about it.
It's
In
going
the
to be
Cowboys
rainy.
game?
It's going to rain, Steve.
You're making that up. Who's home?
Chicago.
Chicago.
It could rain then. I was going to say not in the Jerry Dome.
No, the old one they could.
What's after?
Next game will be Chiefs Giants.
I'm seeing 63% humidity and 20% precipitation.
This is the Caleb Williams coming out party.
No, don't say that. Just because.
He paints his nails.
God. All right. So
we're an
Chiefs
accepting
Giants.
podcast.
Chiefs Giants.
Steve doesn't care about that. Just the nails. Just because nails shouldn't be painted on a football
He
player.
did go to Angel Reese's person, so
Yeah.
he puts a lot of thought into those nails. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Chiefs Giants. Chiefs.
Chiefs,
minus 5.5.
Chiefs.
With an over under of 44.5.
Chiefs. I can picture
Steve.
the New Meadowlands full of booze on a Sunday night, which has been very common.
It was
Give me the
minus
Chiefs.
5.5,
Yes.
and it was 44.5 for the over under.
Yes.
Give me the over.
Okay.
Wow.
I think the Giants
I
are
like
going to
it.
continue to stay hot on the offense, and I also feel the same way as the Jets this week, where I think they're going to lose. They're going to keep the game close the entire time and then lose at the end.
It was 2017 against the Eagles, and you think it's going to go over?
Yes, because the Eagles.
I'm asking. Don't listen to me.
The
I'm
Eagles
just
Cowboys
asking.
game didn't go over. I don't think. Elite.
Well, that's because there was a weather delay.
Doesn't matter. The weather delay came in like the end of the third quarter,
It was 44 points at halftime. It had something to do with it.
I suppose.
And our last game.
Joe, who had the better record
many-
last year?
I told you should put money in your own picks. I suck at picking games.
John, what did you
Don't
pick, by the
be-
way?
What?
By the way, I was just under 500 by the end of the year. I actually came back a little bit.
Okay.
So
Confidence. I like it.
Who'd I pick for that game?
For the Giants Chiefs.
Chiefs.
And then what's the Monday night?
make it 9.5. I'll pick the
Lions.
Chiefs.
Lions are getting 5.5 with an over under of 52.5.
Over. I'm going
Under.
You're doing under?
I am.
Wow.
And I will say I am very confident with that pick. And
Ravens
I'm
at
very
home.
confident with the Bears.
Ravens at home at night against a good team almost always show up in the regular season. So give me the Ravens.
All right. There you have it. So that's our picks. We'll see if Joe has a little bit of a better week. If all of us have a better week, I think we all have losing records. I have to look at mine.
Yeah, it's not good.
How incredible would it be if I went 0?
I would love every second of it. Because I know you take these picks to heart.
At a certain point, if I'm 0-14, that's more impressive.
Can someone like wave the white flag and just sit out our picks the rest of the season if they go like 0-14 in 2 weeks?
I wish I could. Do you take these picks to heart?
Only if I go on FanDuel.
Only if I do well.
No,
Yes.
only if I go and actually put money on them, then I take them to heart. But I think we all, I don't know, I have the competitive edge. I want to beat you guys. So, and also we haven't thought of what the punishment is for this.
We don't have to have one.
We have to.
No, we don't.
We have to.
And by the way, I said this when we were all 0-0.
Joe, you're doing some karaoke. I'm just
No.
letting you know it's gonna
Not
happen.
for 479 followers, I'm not.
All right. Any closing thoughts?
It's Betty Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
No closing thoughts this
just
week.
because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to cancel what they're saying and who they are as a person.
There you go.
It's America.
Some
You
strong
can say
words.
whatever the fuck you want about whatever the hell you want to say it about. As long as it's within the law, guys, everyone just chill the fuck out, please.
And John, has your concussion given you any insight into the NFL's CTE protocol?
No, I haven't seen the script either, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
Because I think you and I picked about every game the same this week.
Only the ones, yeah. Well, the ones you didn't share with me, you got right.
We don't mess around here. We make people play through concussions.
Yeah.
But that's a wrap. We'll see you guys next week.
See you.